Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Caboose bringing you another Injustice video or Mortal Kombat video. At this point, it's one or the other, but today what I got for you guys here is going to be another round of going through Ed Boon's tweets. He did another Q&A on Twitter, and he's given some answers to some questions that, for the most part, confirm what NetherRealm's next game is going to be, and I'm going to break it all down for you guys here in today's video. Before we do so, though, if you're hyped for the next NetherRealm game, whether it's Injustice 3, whether it's Mortal Kombat 12, a horror fighting game like some people have speculated, a Marvel game like some people have speculated, I don't know. If you want to see the next NetherRealm game, if you're hoping it's revealed at the Game Awards in just a couple of weeks, well then scroll down right now, hit that thumbs up button, share your hype with me, and let's get this video here to 1,500 likes. And with that being said, let's jump into it. Okay, so if you don't know, for the last little while, Ed Boon has been doing these little Q&As on Twitter. He would just put out a tweet randomly and say, ask me anything, and then he'd leave it up for 5 minutes and then close the replies after that and pretty much reply to every single question that everyone asks. And with that, we've been getting some interesting answers about what the next NetherRealm game would be, what it could feature, some hints, and all that fun stuff. And well, in his most recent Q&A, he gave a pretty definitive answer about the next NetherRealm game. And this isn't one of those hints where he's like, oh, there's many pots cooking on the stove, or him saying that there's a new mobile game coming. I mean, we got a brand new Mortal Kombat mobile game announced recently called Mortal Kombat Onslaught. It looks kind of cool. There was some leaks out there, unfortunately, but it looks pretty sweet for a mobile game. But this answer to the question that he gave actually gives a definitive answer about what their next big project is. So somebody straight up asked, hint for the next game, and Ed Boon replies, i3 or MK12, which is pretty obvious. I mean, we all suspected that it was one of these two options. I didn't really think that they were going to be making a Marvel game. I honestly would have hoped in my mind that it was another Mortal Kombat versus DC game, considering that DC's gotten a little edgier. It could have been cool if they went straight up rated M with it, and we got fatalities from some of the DC villains that were shown to us, not like what they did last time they made a Mortal Kombat versus DC game. But nevertheless, it's Injustice 3 or Mortal Kombat 12. That's the next NetherRealm game, and again, we knew as much. But several people in the community, and myself included, decided to do some digging, because I could have sworn I heard at one point that Ed Boon said something under the lines that the cycle was breaking, and the cycle being, you know, they would release a Mortal Kombat game, then an Injustice game, and then back to a Mortal Kombat game, and then another Injustice game. This is what's been happening for the last almost 10 years now. And it turns out, yes, he did answer a question of this sort, and he did give a hint of this kind. All the way back in February 2022, I believe I even made a video on this at the time. He did an interview with Game Informer, and they asked him towards the end of the interview, what is next for NetherRealm? Ed Boon responded, saying, I can say that for 10 years, we were releasing Mortal Kombat and Injustice, Mortal Kombat and Injustice. When we broke that pattern, there was a lot of speculation of what we would be doing next. I can tell you that there was a reason for it, and when we announce our next game, it'll make a lot of more sense. At this point, I'll get into a lot of trouble if I say anything more, and Ed Boon has said a lot more since that point in February of 2022 when he did that interview with Game Informer. And again, him mentioning there that, you know, for the last 10 years, they've been doing MK and Injustice, and now they're breaking that pattern, to now, when he answers this question, saying that the next game is either i3 or MK12, I think we can pretty much definitively say that the next NetherRealm Studios fighting game that's coming is going to be Mortal Kombat 12. And part of me is sad. I really want an Injustice 3. I am dying for an Injustice 3. It actually warms my heart that so many of you still go back to the Injustice 2 videos that I made 5+ years ago now, when the game first came out, and still leave comments and still watch. That really makes me happy, and trust me, I want to continue to make more Injustice videos in the future. That's why I'm hoping that an Injustice 3 ends up coming, whether it's after MK12 or maybe concurrently, if that's one of the many pots that are cooking on the stove. But again, if we're looking at the evidence here, if we're really looking at this objectively and not just speculating and trying to talk about our fan theories, I'm pretty sure that Mortal Kombat 12 is next. But even then, I am confused. I am perplexed that it hasn't been announced yet. The Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary kind of came and went. Don't get me wrong, there was a cool video. They celebrated 30 years of Mortal Kombat, and that's pretty much exactly what Ed Boon said that they would do. He tried to temper expectations, and some people still got a little upset. I understand we all want to see the next game, but I guess the bright side is we're going to have it revealed eventually. It just sucks that even though it's likely that the next game is Mortal Kombat 12, that we couldn't have gotten that reveal to coincide with the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat as a franchise. The next place it could potentially show up is the Game Awards, December 8th. We know it's coming. That's where we got the reveal for Mortal Kombat 11, and everybody's been pretty much watching that awards show closely ever since for a new NetherRealm game reveal. It didn't happen last year, and a lot of people were disappointed, even though I think last year would have been way too early for an announcement, but I think this year is fairly likely. And somebody did ask him, will you be at the Video Game Awards show? And he responded saying, I'll be attending the show, but not presenting. So maybe don't expect any moments like they did with MK11, where he comes out on stage to present the best sports or racing game, and then a spear comes through the screen. But maybe, considering his presence at the Game Awards, there could be a Mortal Kombat 12 reveal. And if we don't get that reveal during the Game Awards, you know, if we don't see Mortal Kombat 12 pop up during the Game Awards, or whatever the next NetherRealm game might be, even though we're pretty sure it's Mortal Kombat 12, then I suspect it's a little further off than we originally anticipated. And that would suck, but we must remember that the pandemic did happen, and a lot of things got shut down. A lot of people had to adapt to a new work style, and so with that came a lot of delays. It happened in the film industry, it definitely happened in the games industry, and it happened all around the world. So that could be a reason as to why this next Mortal Kombat game might be taking a bit longer than it originally would have if everybody was in office and working at NetherRealm Studios. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm definitely going to be reacting to the Game Awards, and I'm going to be covering whatever the next NetherRealm game is going to be, whether it's MK12 or Injustice 3. I'll just be a lot more excited if it's Injustice 3, because I've been dying to see some more DC fighting games, and I've been dying to see more of what NetherRealm's take is on the DC universe. But with that being said, I now want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you want the next NetherRealm game to be versus what do you think the next NetherRealm game is going to be? Sound off with your thoughts in the comments, and of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. It would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.